All right, welcome into the show. Thank you guys for checking us out. Of course, this is the rundown with Rob Sanders. That would be me. I am in Columbia, South Carolina. Hard cap on the show today. What does that mean? It means that I am logging off here at 3:30, so we better get our shit together. Thanks to my buddy Carolina Jackpot letting me stream my show here on his channel. As always, I'm thankful for that. Big live show coming up. Got to promote that first. We've got to get our shit together on the live show too. Live show is coming up. It's important, and I know that sounds silly, but you know we in here all the time. We do shows, and you never really know how many people are watching, listening, etc. We don't know. I mean, we can see numbers, but we don't really know. This is one of those things where we're going to go out into the public, and if you show up to our live show, we know you care. We know you give a shit. It's one of those kind of things. But this also benefits the Children's Recovery Center, the Child Advocacy Center for Horry and Georgetown counties. Their objective is to provide a safe place where children who are victims of abuse can receive a coordinated child abuse investigation. Children who come to the CRC receive a forensic medical exam, forensic interview, advocacy, and education. Each child is assigned an advocate who will ensure they are kept safe and that their rights are protected. Yeah, they're basically the voice of the child, okay? Voice of the child. That's what we're doing this for. So, yeah, if you want to help us out with that, if you've got a shop where, I don't know, you make tiddlywinks and you think people like your tiddlywinks, if you could donate us a set of those for the live show for silent auction, we would be most appreciative. I have to give big thanks to Big Barney Ross, who sent me this. You guys see that? This is a bottle of Traveler's whiskey. It's like Chris Stapleton's whiskey. It's like the signature bottle. I don't know. Big Barney Ross knows about bourbon. If you want to learn more about bourbon, go to the website, robandkaleshow.com. He's got reviews all over it. We're going to have this at the live show. Not to drink. We're going to do something with it. I'm not sure what it is. I've got to figure all that shit out. We also are going to crown the first king of smack. Who is the biggest smack talker that you know? Come to the live show. We're going to put you on stage and see if you can mac up in front of the people. Yeah, live show, day after Thanksgiving. Calloway's in West Columbia. Happy to do this show. This benefits, as I said, the Child Advocacy Center, which is where Missy Muse, sister of Mike and Billy Muse, does her bidding. I say bidding, but she works there and she helps children that have been assaulted. It's basically the way that it works. We're helping out the kids, literally. Okay? Please join us. If you want to learn more, email me, rosesanders1979@gmail.com. You can also reach out to me on Twitter at RobSoundsGood. Don't bother Kale. Kale is a busy man. I mean, if you want to have a grown-up conversation with Kale, you can find him on Twitter at Hall_Kale. But as far as live show questions, here's what I can tell you. Jackpot is going to be there. We're going to have a good time. We're also going to have Rob's Hall of Shame. What does that mean? The way that it works is very simple. If we raise $2,000, we're going to shave my hair and my eyebrows. Okay? Simple as that. $3,000, we're going to I'm going to get tased again like I got last year, and that shit fucking sucked. Okay? If we raise $5,000, I will get a Gamecock tattoo. You guys know that's like light years crazy. So there is that. $5,000, I will get a Gamecock tattoo. Now, I'm not going to get it on my face. Let's start with that shit. The wife wants me to get a tramp stamp. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious and funny. It'll be the Block C. The Block C logo. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to go all out with the whole fucking picture of cocky on my back. Just saying. Yeah. I'll get a Gamecock tattoo if we raise $5,000. And it's not for me. It is for the children of South Carolina, the Child Advocacy Center. Rob's going to walk the walk of shame. I could leave there literally with no eyebrows, no hair, shocked to the core, and with a Gamecock tattoo. Just saying. I mean, it'll be big enough, like, you know, I mean, I've got tattoos here and there. Yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out. It's gonna be, trust me, it'll be big enough where people can fucking see it. All right. I mean, I'm not gonna put myself out there unless I'm gonna go hardcore with it. By the way, we need somebody that knows how to do tattooing. I know that there are thousands of people that listen to this damn show that know somebody that does tattoos. Need somebody that can do a tattoo. All right. And it is all for charity. They are a 501c3. I hate to put all that out there, but that's people, you know, you can write the shit off on your taxes. Is that the simple way to do it? We'll start taking donations via Venmo, PayPal, and all that soon. I'll tell you how we're going to do that. Got to figure out how to make all that work. But I want to make sure that, you know, if you can't send but like $3 or $4, that's fine. We're on the road to 1,000. Okay. I will get with you guys here in the next couple of days on how we're going to do it, but we're on the road to 5,000. We're on the road to also packing out Calloway's that night. We're going to crown the king of smack. Rob may walk the wall of shame, the walk of shame. That may happen. Randall says he'll donate 5,000 if Jackpot gets to do the tattoo. If Jackpot gets to tattoo me, is that what you're saying? I don't know. If you're serious, Randall, and I mean really fucking serious, please email me. That's not a joke. Email me if you're serious about it. Trust me. Well, I mean, fuck, I'll let Jackpot scrape on me. I don't give a shit. I'm no punk bitch. The idiot that did this tattoo, no, this one right here, like scraped the hell out of my arm. Like just scratched the shit out of me. I was there with my girlfriend at the time, and I'm sitting here and I'm like trying to fight back, like, this motherfucker here. Fucking shit sucks. I mean, and it did, but still there. Coast Guard anchors from a long, long time ago. Anyway, if you're serious, Randall, I could show you the charity, all that good stuff. I feel like I'm overhyping it, but it is real. We're trying to help them out. Whoops. Hold on just a second. Come on, man. I hit my button. Stand by. Stand by. Hold on a minute. My camera just came undone. Hold on. There we go. No, wait a minute. What is going on with my camera? 1 second. There we go. Why is that not working? Hold on. What is going on here? Where is it? Oh. My stuff's all over the place, man. Start cam. Let's see if that's going to work. Okay, there we go. We should be good to go. Sorry about that. Can we donate 10,000 if there's any chance, guys? What would happen? I don't know. I think the walk of shame is enough. Sancho says Shane Beamer with a heart. I don't know. Maybe I heart Shane Beamer. I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit. If it's going to help out the kids that have been sexually assaulted, yeah, we'll definitely do that. Instead of a block C, get a portrait of Dabo. No, we're not going to do that either. Anyway, you guys are over there. You're cool. Let me know about that if you want to get involved. rosanders1979@gmail.com. Y'all donating the door cover proceeds from the Jack Shack to the charity. I don't know. That's on Jackpot. Jackpot handles all things with the Jack Shack. So there you go. Yeah, I'll get the Gamecock tramp stamp. I don't give a shit. Just got to find somebody that's willing to do it. I'm cool with it. We'll go. Doesn't matter. All right. So there's that. All right. So here's what we got today too. Before we get out of here, remember, hard time here. I am going to put the link over here if you guys want to join the show. You guys think I'm joking about this? I'm not. I got shocked last year. I've had my head shaved before. I just figured we'll do the whole walk of shame from here on down. All right. Because, you know, whenever I do anything for a charity, I'm like over the top with it all the time. It's just the way that it is. Anyway, there's the links if you want to join the show. I thought today we would look ahead to games. We'll start doing this on Tuesdays. Games in the SEC and the ACC this week and why they're important, okay? Now, South Carolina and Clemson do not play this week, all right? But there are some, for the majority of our audience, I know we've got a ton of Georgia fans, Tennessee fans, got Vanderbilt fans that show up on this show, which is great. But we have a lot of South Carolina and Clemson fans that watch this show, and that's great too. But since the Gamecocks and Tigers don't play, there are other games that are interesting. We're gonna go over those. No, I don't know. We're not gonna wax my beard if you're out of your fucking mind with all that. Yeah. Anyway, here are the big games this week. We'll start in the SEC. Oklahoma plays at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a 20.5-point favorite. Why is this game interesting? Because if Lane Kiffin can stick it to Oklahoma, he's going to. He's going to run that shit up if he can. Peg and Megan says, tell us how great Carson Becky is again, Rob. I don't know. He's leading a Georgia team that's a top 5 team in the country. You didn't like Stetson Bennett when he won you national titles, so your opinion about quarterbacks doesn't really make sense to me. Go back to licking poles or whatever the hell it is that you do, or go talk to Shane Matthews. All right? You want to question? You really want to sit here and question the Georgia coaching staff with where they have your program right now? You really are a sad sack. Just stop it. Stop it. You hated Stetson Bennett too. Go away. Go the hell away. I'm not spinning anything. Tell me I'm spinning. What am I spinning? What am I spinning, sir? He's the quarterback for what? The number 2 team in the country? Number 3 team in the country? Whatever it is you're ranked? Sure. I already looked up his stats. He had a bad game. He's 3rd in the conference in passing, stupid. The hell else do you want from him? You want to fuck his girlfriend? Would that make you happy? You people are sad sacks, man. You really are. Arkansas and Mississippi State's at 12:45. No one gives a shit about this game, but Mississippi State is starting to play a little bit better. You can make an argument that Levy leaving Oklahoma has really hurt Oklahoma. He's starting to get his shit down there together at Mississippi State. They are a 7-point dog at home. We'll see how that works. Mizzou plays at Alabama. Alabama's a 13.5-point favorite. Mizzou is just fake. I mean, you watch them and you're like, what in the hell am I watching? What am I watching here? I think Alabama beats them sickly. We'll see. Number 5, Texas is at number 25, Vanderbilt. Texas is an 18.5-point favorite. They are coming off of a loss to Georgia. I mean, could Texas lose to Vanderbilt? I don't know. I really don't know. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. 8th-ranked LSU plays at 14th-ranked Texas A&M. What's good about this game? Well, they are the only 2 SEC teams that do not have a conference loss yet. Let's see here. Spurs Up says, Rob, from 1 to 20, how confident are you Clemson beats South Carolina in the final week of the season? I would say about 17, sir. Your offense is the absolute shits. So, yeah. Yeah, I believe so. And as far as running backs go, Moffa's probably one of the better running backs you'll see all year. So, and I'm not just throwing smoke out there. I would bet that way too. And it's not from the heart or whatever. I just think that Clemson has the capability on offense to neutralize some of that pass rush, not by blocking those guys, because nobody's blocking them. Absolutely no one is blocking them. No one. Okay? You have 2 of the best pass rushers that you've ever had at that university. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else I can say about that. They're just that great. Okay? But there are ways to neutralize that. You do have the issue of, even in the game against Oklahoma this past weekend, Oklahoma outgained you. That's how shitty your offense is. Now, your comment about Clemson's defense is questionable. Questionable in what way? And I'm not trying to joust with you or, do fan back and forth shit with you here. Clemson's defense has been really good the first, second, and third quarters. They give up garbage time touchdowns. Now, you could go with what Jackpot says, lack of depth, and I could definitely buy into that. Is this Clemson defense have as much depth as they've had in the past? You could say no. You could say no. I could definitely get behind that. But as far as that first and second string, yeah, I think that'll be enough for Clemson to get over South Carolina. It's a good question, though. Good question there. Honest question from Spurs Up. Auburn versus Kentucky. This is the Kale Hall shitter of the week. Kentucky's a 2.5-point favorite. Kentucky could win. Kentucky could win by 25. Auburn could win by 25. I wouldn't be shocked either way. I picked the Gamecocks to go 5-7, sir, according to it's on the bookcase of accountability. So I joked that you could go 3-9, but my prediction at the beginning of the season was that you're going to go 5-7, which you still could go 5-7. So there's that. All right. So there you go with that. Will says, what teams do you think are currently overrated or underrated? I think Mizzou is overrated. I think that number 21, I think they're that good. In fact, I said this on the radio here, WVOC in Columbia, that South Carolina losing to Mizzou is more embarrassing this year than losing to Vanderbilt on the road. Just because Mizzou's going to try to run a typical offense and defense against you. Vanderbilt does stuff that is just different, and it requires assignments and all that. And you really have to have your shit together on the offensive side of the ball, or Pavilla's going to run all over you. So there you go with that. Spurs Up says, what if SMU and Miami go undefeated? Do they make the ACC championship over Clemson? Well, they both have. Let's look at the ACC tiebreakers here. That's a good question. ACC championship tiebreakers. If everybody's tied. So if you're thinking that everybody's tied, you've got SMU. Let's see here. So you got SMU, Clemson, Miami, all three are tied. Okay, let's look at that. Let's see here. If there's a 2 tie there are 6 different tiebreakers available to. If there's a 3 or more team tie for a spot in the ACC championship game, 7 tiebreakers. Here's how it works. Combine head-to-head win percentage among the tied teams if all tied teams are common opponents. If all the tied teams are not common opponents, the tied team that defeated each other's tied teams. Win percentage versus all common opponents. Win percentage versus common opponents based upon their order of finish. And proceeding through other common opponents based upon their order of finish. Combined win percentage of common opponents. The tied team with the highest ranking by the team rating score metric provided by Sports Source Analytics following the conclusion of the regular season games. And finally, the representative. This is the weird one. The 7th one is the representative shall be chosen by a draw as administered by the commissioner of commissioners designee. So basically the ACC commissioner who's in a lawsuit with Clemson, if we have all of this come down and all of that stuff doesn't work out for them, and you've got Miami, SMU, and Clemson all with 3 losses or with 0 conference losses, yeah, that commissioner is going to be like, yeah, we're going to go behind closed doors and try to figure out what we're going to do as far as, we know that you're suing us, but it's going to be a fair shake. Yeah. Trailer parks will burn. Shout out to Uncle Lou. Shout out to Carolina Jackpot. Jackpot had a comment earlier that I wanted to. Everyone keeps telling us Mizzou's overrated, yet they still have a 1 in the loss column. Yeah. That's fine. They're overrated from what people thought they were going to be. There's that. Anyway, let's look at the ACC games this week because they're all not very good. There is one game. SMU plays at Duke. Duke has one loss in the conference. If they can knock off SMU, that'll vault them back into the standings. Florida State and Miami play. Florida State is 1-6 on the year. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but they're not going to a fucking bowl game. They got to play Miami here on the road. They've also got Notre Dame, and I can't remember who else. They're not going to a fucking bowl game. You can definitely make the argument, but you can make the argument Georgia may have broken them last season when Georgia went out and just demolished them. But I don't think they've had like 3 out of the past 7 seasons where they didn't go to a bowl. Something like that. FSU Bobby Bowden is rolling around in his grave right now. Literally, with the way that FSU has turned themselves into a total shithole. Uncle Lou says SMU is winning the ACC. I had them in the ACC championship game against Clemson at ACC kickoff, so I'm buying it. It may happen. Oregon State is playing California as Cal steps out of the conference there. Wake Forest plays at Stanford. Interesting. North Carolina plays Virginia. 2 shithole teams on the CW. All the soccer moms are going to be bitching about who turned off Supernatural to run this old fuck out here in his Jordans in this football game. Put Supernatural back on. Or whatever that other fucking show is. Melrose Place. All that shit needs to go back on. Reruns of Gotham. Put those on. Nobody wants to watch this shit. Why are they screwing with the with the CW? And finally, Georgia Tech plays at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is a 10.5 point favorite in that matchup in that game at high noon. Shout out to everybody over there watching the program. The other top 25 matchups that are interesting, we're going to find out about. It's been fun watching the service academies. Uncle Lou's here. He had a bit on his show the other day where he said people don't watch the service academy games. And I'm like, man, Uncle Lou's on something. And then I'm like, I go and look it up. Holy shit, he's right. Everybody that talks about, hey, I watched the Army-Navy game. No, you don't. You absolutely don't. It was out. It had more viewers for some Mountain West games last year than the Army-Navy game. So shout out to Uncle Lou for laying down some facts that I didn't know. I appreciate that, sir. But people seem to be on this whole thing of they love Navy and they love what Army's doing. It's a cool story. But Navy's at home this weekend. They're going to play Notre Dame. Notre Dame just keeps winning. We'll see what happens. Harrison says, I watch the entire Army-Navy game every year. I'm just telling you what the TV numbers are. I read it, and I was like, holy shit, Lou is right. Hot damn. So, yeah, learn something from the Uncle Lou program. Make sure you go and check out his program. All right, anyway, other top 25 games. Number 20, Illinois, is at number 1, Oregon. I wonder if old Belivin or whatever the hell his name is, the guy who got shown the door at Arkansas and eventually ended up at Illinois, if he's going to be trying to make his way out of Illinois. I don't know. We'll see. They're a 21.5 point dog. Yeah. Holy shit with all that. Let's see. Was there another game that was interesting? Penn State plays at Wisconsin. Penn State's only a 6.5 point favorite. Here's the other thing, though. Yeah, usually I just yell a lot, but sometimes, yeah, Uncle Lou's informative. Yeah. Anyway, Penn State's at Wisconsin. Penn State is a 6.5 point favorite in that matchup. But remember, Penn State is the Cinderella of college football, in my opinion. Once we get to where people start putting out their Halloween stuff, like the ball gown comes off and Penn State looks like shit. Is it going to be this week when they play at Wisconsin and they're a 6.5 point dog? Or is it going to be next week when they play Ohio State? Jackpot with a great comment here. Remember what the Mazodcast said? You could see Fat Bert from the moon. I've told you this before too. Like his wife, and I'm a chunky fucker, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. But go and look at his wife. That motherfucker cashed in on Fat Boy Appreciation Day. You know what I'm talking about. When you go to the bar and it's like you see some fucking big girth motherfucker and he's standing there with somebody that's maybe a 7 or an 8. And you're like, there's no way those two are fucking. He could kill her. He could eat her. That's kind of the way it is. I mean, his wife is hot. It's like, man, what in the hell's going on here? He cashed in on Fat Boy Appreciation Day. He really did. So there's that. All right, one other little note here. I think that's it. Will Penn State fail this week or next week? It's going to be one or the other. Because remember, they are the Cinderella team. Cinderella as in pumpkins come out, they go to shit. You're welcome on that. Spurs Up says LSU's beating Texas A&M. All right. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I've watched more LSU games than I've watched Texas A&M games. I don't know why. I think I've watched, I watched Texas A&M when they lost to Notre Dame, and I'm talking about watching the full game, and I watched the game with Mizzou where they just smoked Mizzou. So, but the LSU, their one loss on the season was what, to Southern Cal? But you could argue the refs helped them out with South Carolina, but they looked better and better and better and better and better every single week. It's kind of hard to bet against them. So there's that. Jackpot says, I think we lose to Texas A&M. We'll highlight Jackpot's comment. It's not a good matchup. Everything we do well, they do well. They also have an average-ass offense, and we have a below-average-ass offense. Well, I said this the other night. Oklahoma cares more about football than South Carolina does. Yep, their offense, 7 games, they got rid of their fucking coordinator. Bye-bye, bitches. We're trying something else. Old Fred Flintstone down there has your offense in the shits. And I'm not just talking about, he puts them in bad positions every single game with some of the shit he calls. Sometimes he calls plays where he has guys out there. The easiest example is Juju McDowell running between the tackles. Juju McDowell, is what, 5'8", 160 pounds if he's lucky. And this guy is running between the tackles. It's fucking stupid. All right, Gamecock Sporty's going to join the program. Sporty, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Good, man. What you got?
Yeah, you're talking about Fred Flintstone. I just got on here, by the way. You were talking about Fred Flintstone in the offense, right?
Yeah, you know who Fred Flintstone is?
Yeah.
I think Jackpot coined him that. I don't remember.
That's pretty good. I mean, he looks just like him.
He looks just like Fred fucking Flintstone.
Yeah, I'll add on to that. This is on Fred Flintstone 100%. Now, granted, Sellers has made some mistakes, and he's looked like a redshirt freshman at quarterback with the fumble against Alabama. That's the one where he messed up the read option, pulling the ball out. That's on Sellers, but I feel like he doesn't want that type of QB to run an offense with, and so he sticks.
Well, I hate to be this way, but too fucking bad. That's what you've got.
That's
you
not.
You want to run Davis Bevel out there? Then goddamn it, go to Beamer and say, run Bevel out there because he can run the offense better. Bobo is a fucking idiot. But he basically said, I don't want Helinski running the offense. I want to run the damn, I don't know, the grad assistant or whatever. I'd rather run him than Helinski. That happened. At least Bobo had the balls to do that. If you are such a fucking Ken doll that you can't go and tell the head coach, hey, this guy that we have here, he's not going to run the offense that I want. I want Davis Bevel. or whoever else you have on the staff that, or whoever else you have that's more closer to the quarterback that you want.
I'll also add this. I'd also like to point out that he's not a good improviser. Like all these NFL offensive coordinators that come back down to college and call plays in college, they can't improvise. Like they can't improvise at all. They just stick to their scripted plays, and they can't improvise based on what's going on in the game and what situation they're in.
Well, I think that I think a lot of them are too scared to improvise, because if they improvise and they're wrong, they're afraid they're going to have to hit the bench. They're so scared of fucking up. Nobody has the balls to go out there and do their thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm talking about like one example of him not making things easier for Sellers is calling. You can't do this with the offensive line we've got either. Like I feel like the pass plays and the routes that we are running take way too long to develop based on
Yeah.
the line we have. And
Yeah. Imagine that. How about throwing the ball a little quicker? 3-step drop instead of 7-step drop. How about that? Let's try that. Let's throw some slants. Let's try that.
Why are we calling slants?
Why not? Why not leak fucking Raheem? Why not leak Rocket out of the backfield there? Let him catch some passes.
And it's just saying. Like I'll go back to the Ole Miss game. Like now that's a weird game. I mean Beamer's an idiot, and he went for it on our own 30-yard line the first drive, and basically we turned the ball over into field goal range for Ole Miss twice, I think. Yeah. Right. So it was basically 14-0 before the game even started. But like we refused to throw the ball until the second half of that game.
Right.
We wanted to stick to the script of running it, even though Ole Miss, I think at the time they had the number 1 rush defense in the country. I'm pretty sure they're still up there,
right,
stopping the run. But like, I know we're not a throwing team, but there's ways you can like improvise. Like there's ways you can game plan around that.
So Brad Crawford from 247 Sports said, he tweeted, I believe South Carolina offensive coordinator Dow Loggins and offensive line coach Lonnie Teasley are coaching for their jobs over the final 5 games of the regular season. Teasley's on an expiring 2-year deal, and the Gamecocks would owe Loggins a 1-year buyout if they move on. So there's that. Just putting that out there. If they here's the thing too for Gamecock fans. If they keep Teasley, they're going to have to give him a new contract. Okay? I'm just saying, do you think that offensive line has progressed enough that this guy needs to be brought back? All right? Because if not, and you think that your offensive line is the shits, this guy has his contract is up and he needs to be politely shown the door. Or fuck politely. Get the fuck out. We'll mail you your shit. It could be that too. Now, as far as Loggins goes, yeah, you got to pay him next year. But here's the thing. If you keep him and you get rid of Teasley, then you're bringing in, you're trying to add, you're going to have, he's going to have a year to get with these coordinators. And then we're into that whole thing. It's my opinion. It's best for Shane Beamer right now to fire both of them. Both of them.
I agree with you.
I know that it's, they say that if you get rid of guys in the middle of the season, it's going to hurt it could hurt continuity or whatever. Look, let's be honest here. South Carolina is what? 4-3 on the year, right?
Yeah.
All right. You got 5 games left. You've got
all
Clemson.
Of them are winnable.
You can make an argument of that, but the only one you're probably going to be favored in is the game against Wofford. All right. The other 4 you're going to be underdogs in. Can you win some of those games? Yes. But if you do, what does it matter in the grand scheme of things? Hey, we're going to go. I guess going to a bowl game is a big deal because you can get some of your freshmen more time to play. But as of right now, you can't sit here and say, hey, We should keep them so we can get to a 6-6 season, just to pick up 2 more wins. I don't think that's what you want to
Here's
do
what I
for the
think you should
long-term
do.
health of the program.
You should bring in an interim for the bowl game, an interim that has experience.
You've got one. Sean Elliott can call plays.
All right, then have Sean Elliott
call plays.
Have Sean Elliott call the bowl game if we make a bowl game.
Well, have him call games against Texas A&M next fucking Saturday.
Look, I would, but I'm not in charge here. I'm just a nobody.
No, I'm just saying, if you do that, they have fucking no game tape on what Sean Elliott would call. They have no fucking clue what he would call. You would go out there and you would literally be like playing a completely different team at the as far as Texas A&M is concerned. Now, could you have some hiccups with other things? Yeah, but at least you're going down swinging and you're saying, you know what, we're not going to deal with this bullshit that we've had. No, those guys are on their way. See you later. So Oklahoma cares more about football than South Carolina does, and they're showing it. After you get embarrassed like that, you got to.
Yeah. And Seth Luttrell, I mean, at least his track record before he got hired, like, he had a pretty good track record before he got hired. Now, granted, he's been unable to he did some dumb stuff. Like, he tried to, I think he used a tight end or a wingback to try and block Kyle Kennard, and Kyle Kennard just went right through and got a sack or something like that. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm watching the game, and I'm like, what are you doing?
I watched that game, and if you watch up close, you could see Kennard. It looks like he's laughing at him. It looks like he's laughing at the tight end. He sees the tight end coming, and he's literally laughing before the snap. Go back and look. I think that's the play where he literally was laughing at the tight end. That's some funny shit. That's some Larry Bird shit, laughing at you as he scores. I agree with you, Sven. Going to that bowl game is great. But, hey, Sean Elliott, I guarantee you, will get you 2 more wins.
What good is it? Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Right now, you will get 2 more wins with Sean Elliott.
What we don't want to have happen is win 7 or 8 games. We hold on to Fred Flintstone and Teasley. We hang on to both of them for the bowl game, and we get those extra practices in, and we're running the same awful offense that doesn't fit our personnel that we've been running. See, when we hired Don Loggins,
can we stop for a second? Jackpot being reasonable on the show.
That is
what
true.
What in the blue fuck is this all about? Jackpot comes on the rundown and he's reasonable as shit. Jackpot on his live stream is fire everyone. I want the fucking janitors fired. That's how far Jackpot goes. But here, he says Oklahoma's top 5 wide receivers are hurt. I think that might have been a little harsh decision that may end up biting them in the ass. You send a message to your donors that you care. And trust me, people want to go to Oklahoma to call plays. Just saying. But Jackpot being reasonable on the show. Jackpot joins us here on the rundown. The regular Jackpot does his live stream. I don't know if Jackpot's doing a live stream this weekend. We will find out. I will let you know. That's all I can tell you.
I think it'd be in his interest to do one, even though Carolina's on a bye week.
Well, Jackpot, if I were Jackpot and I was going to do a live stream, depending on whether he wanted to work at day or night, I would do a live stream either for the Notre Dame Navy game, just for fun.
Yeah.
He could do Mizzou and Alabama at 3:30. He could do Texas. See, if he does the 3:30 game, he could do Texas and Vanderbilt and have both of them going at the same time. Or he can do the nightcap of LSU and Texas A&M. That might be some fun. Either way, well, I'm sure Jackpot will let everybody know if he's going to do a stream or not. But, there's that.
But yeah, this is me, Gamecock Sport, all of you listening. Dow Loggins needs to be fired. Lonnie Teasley needs to be fired. Why would we hire Sean Elliott as a part of this staff and not have him work? Isn't he an offensive line guy? Wasn't he the offensive line coach when Spurrier – is it Carolina? Am I wrong?
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Jackpot because he says he might do Auburn and Kentucky, which, by the way, is the Kale Hall shitter this week in the Rob and Kale Pick'em Challenge sponsored by Calloway's. Yeah, he said he might do Auburn and Kentucky. See that Jackpot? What Jackpot is doing here is he wants to hurt you. All you people that troll Jackpot and make comments about his bald head and everything else and all that shit. Yeah. He wants to hurt you as he commentates on Auburn and Kentucky. Jesus Christ. There's be about 12 people at that Kentucky game.
Some of
They
these
don't give a
viewers,
shit.
some of these viewers on this channel are absolute trolls. Like they will not watch Jackpot's live streams when the Gamecocks are winning, but when we're losing and playing like shit, like he'll watch or like he gets a bunch of people.
Well, some of the shit that they say, like I want to defend my buddy here, but Jackpot can defend him. And they're
Right.
Yo, All right, so I'm assuming you guys can see me there. Hey, I don't know what the hell happened there. Yeah, no, that's nothing to do with that. Something's like gone on with my internet here. It's fucking batshit. Like it says that all of our internet here is down. I'm having to use my cell phone here. Anyway, sorry about that. It's telling me now that it is working. Let's see here. I don't know. We'll see if it's actually going to connect here. Gotta love that spectrum. Let me see here. Let me. Sorry about that. I wasn't running away from you. There you go with Sporty. Are you there, Sporty? Yeah. So
Hold on, I was muted. My bad. Yeah, I'm here. You all right?
Well, anyway, it's still telling me there's no internet. I don't get it. No clue what's going on here. 8 hackers. Thank you, Daniel. Vandy Andy Hugh Freeze trying to take it down because of the thumbnail. Yeah, well, Hugh Freeze is terrible. Fuck him. All right. Well, look, I'm going to go ahead and end this, guys. Appreciate you checking in. Thank you, Sporty, for checking us out. We'll see you guys later on.
All right, sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right. Now I'm going to end the stream. It's going to let me. It's like